Hello, this is Charles Benninghoff, bringing this 8th day of March in 2016. Our alert because the Senate Judiciary Committee is about to start holding hearings on filling the vacant seat of deceased Supreme Court Justice Scalia. Justice Scalia passed away in February, and Senate Republicans quickly announced they would not hold hearings or vote to confirm another Supreme Court nominee from Obama. If Obama is allowed to place another one of his justices on the Supreme Court, then every major decision in the foreseeable future would come down to a 5-4 vote in favor of socialist ideals such as limited speech, making gun ownership illegal, and forcing progressive thought down America's collective throat. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell vowed that the Senate would not confirm an Obama Supreme Court nominee this year. McConnell argued that the seat should remain vacant until a new president is in office. Senator Chuck Grassley, a Republican from Iowa, stated that the GOP members of the Judiciary Committee had reached a consensus that they would not hold confirmation hearings. So, the American people were under the impression that Republicans would stand firm and refuse to even hold hearings on a nominee. Then Obama summoned Grassley and McConnell to a private White House meeting. We don't know what was said in those meetings, but since then, Obama has proceeded as if it is a foregone conclusion that he will select a nominee and that nominee will be approved by the Senate. Both Grassley and McConnell have been in office for years, and we as a nation may never hear what dirt Obama has dug up on them, the divulging of which would cause them serious problems with their supporters. Thus, today, this quote from a Capitol Hill newspaper known as, quote, The Hill, close quote, has come to pass. The Judiciary Committee was expected to discuss a potential Supreme Court nominee at its business meeting last Thursday, March 3rd, but Grassley postponed the discussions after Democrats refused to allow him to hold the meeting off the Senate floor. When that meeting was blocked, Grassley rescheduled it, and now the Senate Judiciary Committee will hold an open debate on a potential Supreme Court nominee. Obama's current choices to fill Scalia's seat have both declined their nomination so far, but I'm thinking they're waiting in the wings in case Obama renominates them. Those two were the extremely liberal Republican Governor Mark Sandoval of Nevada and Obama's own Attorney General Loretta Lynch. Those two choices give you a good idea of the type of nominee Obama will use to replace Scalia. As a reminder, the Democrats have a long history of attempting to block Supreme Court nominees in an election year, or basically any other time when a Republican is in the White House. When Joe Biden was senator and chairman of the Judiciary Committee in 1992, he argued that the Senate should not confirm a Supreme Court nominee in an election year. There was no vacant seat on the court at that time, but who knew when it might happen? Senator Barack Obama attempted to lead a filibuster against Supreme Court nominee Samuel Alito in 2006. In 2007, Chuck Schumer, senator from New York, said that George W. Bush should not be allowed to appoint any more Supreme Court justices. President Bush still had 19 months left in his term when Schumer made those remarks. Leviticus chapter 19 contains a list of moral and community laws as well as ceremonial laws. Verse 15 has an important command for judges, and it is very likely that the Founding Father had these standards in mind when they structured our Constitution. It says, "You shall do no injustice in judgment. You shall not be partial to the poor, nor do honor or to the mighty. In righteousness you shall judge your neighbor." We are not aware of a single federal judge or Supreme Court justice appointed by Obama who believes in impartiality. Every single one of them we have examined has decided cases decided on identity, race, gender, or sexual preferences of litigants rather than basing their decisions on the Constitution and established rule of law. Obama's judges have eroded our freedoms by imposing a liberal agenda in virtually every case. That is why we believe Obama's nominee should not be considered, and the Senate should stick to its guns and wait until the next president to fill Scalia's seat. Now, how can you help? We have a campaign page set up where you can send faxgrams directly to the Senate Judiciary Committee, the Senate Republicans, or the entire U.S. Senate if you wish. Your faxgrams are digitally signed and will be delivered directly to the offices of every senator you select. Tell them to stop holding Supreme Court nomination hearings and to keep their promise. The form to select your faxgram program is on the right of this video screen if you are on our campaign page. If you are on YouTube or another channel, look for the link below in the text area so you can speak out against Obama's Supreme Court nominees. The GOP needs to keep its promise by refusing to hold any confirmation hearing for Obama's Supreme Court nominees. Send your faxgrams today and then call your senators at the phone number provided on the faxgram page and tell them to not hold confirmation hearings. Thank you for watching, and please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just click the link in the lower right-hand corner of this video screen, and that will subscribe you automatically. This is Charles Benninghoff signing off and wishing you Godspeed.
Satan can't make me doubt it. It's real and I'm gonna shout it. I was there when it happened, and I guess I ought to know.